Right, so we're straight in. It looks like we're going straight on the track. So this marshal here in front of us is called Pete. He's a nice bloke. He's got us straight out. There's the lad in front, Danny in the Clio. Then you've got me. You've got my cousin Jamie behind me. It's Jamie's first track day. Danny's Clio's fast. Now today the track is super greasy, so we're not pushing anything. As well, I've got this misfire. Danny's just been telling me his Clio, he's took it somewhere to have the suspension set up and he's not happy with it. It's a bit all over the place, so he says he's not putting the boots in. There was some drifters here yesterday, so the track's actually got a bit of shit all over it, which is less than ideal. But there's pretty much just us three on the track. There was a Renault Megane as well, that looked nice. It's orange, it's got Toyo proxies on it, so I think he's gonna come out in a bit, but he's still currently parked up. And then there's no other cars up to now, but this is the first session out. I'm taking it slow so I can show Jamie the lines. We don't want to do anything daft. But as soon as we get around this final corner, obviously we'll wind it on a little bit. We'll see what we can do. There's that misfire, it's read its head already. I don't know what that's all about. It's definitely going to slow us down today. Definitely greasy, and I'm not giving it 100%, although I'm not sure I ever give it 100%, but my 100%. And the tyres aren't letting me down. The tyres are great, which I'm a little bit, I don't know if surprised is the word. I just anticipated much less grip. Actually, I'm finding it's not a million miles away from a dry day. Now, like I say, I'm not pushing because the last thing I need is my back end to step out on me and I'll go straight into a wall or something, which I've just experienced there a little bit. The back come round. A little bit of slip under power there coming out that tight corner, so there is definitely less grip today, but again, as a general rule, these tyres are doing well. So if you've not seen my previous video, the NS2R video fitting them, obviously that tells you we've got Nankang NS2Rs fitted. Now, Danny over there with the Clio, he's got AR1s, but he says he used to have these NS2Rs before he upgraded to the AR1s, and he's similar to me, he's never really really had a problem with them. But again, once he upgraded to the AR1s, there was another level of grip, which is great. It's what I want as well, it's what I'm expecting. So I am looking forward to the day that we upgrade the tyres to the AR1s. But that said, these are performing well. Now, given that my car's got a misfire and it's definitely down on power, I'm actually not feeling too much of the effects. And maybe that's because I'm not pushing on anywhere near as much as I do on a dry day. But this has been a good experiment to get a feel for the car. In these less than ideal conditions. So last time as well, if anyone really keeps up with the videos, you might remember I had a slight knock from the car that was I don't know, sounded suspension army, bushy, ball jointed, drop linky, something like that. Well, it turned out one of the poly bushes had forced itself out of the arm. And I'm not one to point fingers, but I'm going to blame Trig, because he was bouncing over the curbs, which is something I tend to avoid. So thanks for that, Trig. But it was a simple fix. We just popped it back in, and yeah, it's handling me with no issues. There's no knocks. Disappointed we wasn't able to get any modifications done from the last session. The seat rails never turned up, and we've just not had enough time to fit any of the power upgrades, the cam, the exhaust, whatever. This has been a good session to get a feel for how much grip we have or haven't got. So the next two sessions we can push on a bit harder, I think. We'll dry the track out. Missed a gear there, whoops. The tyres will be up to temp. I've a bit more confidence in the car now because I wanted to test that bush out, that it hadn't popped out again or whatever. So yeah, this session's been a bit slow. sun's coming out. That's only going to help things. He's letting us through. So that's my cousin Jamie. There's Pete with the flag. So that was a good session. I know I rambled a lot then, but I'm not really bothered. I'm enjoying myself. It's not the best session we've ever had because there was no traffic to play with, but at the same time, slightly adverse conditions. And again, I'd put it down to learning the car. And in this greasy conditions, the car's the car, but the tyres held up really quite well. Now obviously it's a bit slippier than a perfectly dry day, but that's the nature of a wet track. But the tyres themselves, I think, probably performed to 9/10 of what they performed to on a dry day. And I'll go back when we're done and I edit the videos and I'll time myself, but I don't reckon I was much slower there than on a perfectly dry day, which is good news. And it's a good what do you call it, advertising, maybe not advertising, but do you know what I mean, a good a recommendation there for Nankang. So if Nankang want to sponsor me with a full set of AR1s, and I'll try them out for you as well and give you some feedback, it will be very much welcome. Not that I anticipate that will happen, but yeah, my feedback for these NS2Rs is obviously not necessarily as a race tyre, but as a road going occasional track day tyre, they're great. You can't complain. So that's that for this session. We'll park up, we'll have a word with Danny and see what his Clio was doing. We'll see how Jamie found that for his first session out, first time out on a track. You can probably see that Megane there. I thought he'd have been out. And that's it, I suppose. We'll catch up in a bit.